In the MPNFL Division 2 show on GameFace, Red Hill in red hot form, kicking 69 goals in 3 games. Chelsea get their first win for the season, but unfortunately for them it was at a cost. Seaford going nicely but quietly, third on the ladder behind Coringal and Red Hill star Chris Irving joins us in the studio. Welcome to the GameFace Division 2 footy show. My name's Dan Lonigan, Chris Holcomb and Tony Blackford are with us, and we do welcome Chris Irving. Great to have him with us. Now, Chris, my first question to you is, you've got the dreadlocks. How often do you wash your hair? Because my mother would be very interested to know this, as my son has just grown a man bun, and she says, I don't mind it, darling, as long as you wash your hair. And he washes his hair every time he sees his grandmother.
You probably don't want to know how many times it's been washed in the last 6 years. Not very often.
Looks good, though.
You like that look, do you? Dan?
I do. Your footy team's flying, aren't they?
Yeah, we're going all right at the moment. But it's only early, so round 4. We're definitely not getting ahead of ourselves. But yeah, we're playing some good footy. So
was that your best performance of the season in thrashing a previously undefeated Hastings by 100 points?
Well, we really looked at it as our first challenge, but whether that's our best footy, I'm not sure. But definitely sort of ticked the box as our first challenge. So yeah, it was good to get over them, because we did think they were really going to come at us hard. Obviously having Fev there as well, but obviously we limited his supply. So, but yeah, it was a good win.
I went and watched that first half. They were amazing. But the thing that stood out for me, and when we went out there at quarter time and had a listen, was they were winning so much contested ball around. They weren't giving Hastings a chance to kick it into their forward line. So blokes like Jonah and that in the back line, who have been their strength in the past. Yeah, they were getting cold because they were winning so much contested ball through the midfield. Is that something you've worked on this year?
Yeah, absolutely. We've worked pretty hard on our mid rolls and our inside and outside work and getting our structures right. And Jake Moult's in really good form, and seeing Harry Wynn Pope actually play some real good footy and put it down our throats is really good work too. So yeah, we've done a lot of work.
You've got a lot of
that.
avenues to goal, Chris. You know, that's the
yeah, definitely. Up forward, we've got a fair few. There's a few live wires up there. There's a few blokes who love to kick a goal as well and celebrate them too. But yeah, like we wanted to take a little bit of pressure off our back line, because definitely the last few seasons they've been holding it up for us, and we've relied a lot on them, and probably a little bit too much at times. So we really wanted to move forward and try and give them a little bit of a break by winning some more footy on the inside. So
it makes a difference. You've got some confidence in your body this year, mate. I know you spent a lot of time in the forward line last year, but you were flat out through the midfield on the weekend. Is that going to continue?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. I've probably done my biggest pre-season I've done in a long time. Probably even since I came back from.
Well, that was coming back from a knee injury that you hadn't played for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and that was really hard to come back from. Even with the pre-season, I got to games and at half time I was spent. So, but yeah, another season under the belt, and a little bit of extra running sessions over the Christmas break probably helped too. So a little bit of fire in the belly from this previous season as well. So you got to do the work to be there at the pointy end of the season. So yeah, definitely look to spend more time in the midfield.
Now, as you said, Chris, Brendan Favola did play. Hastings, they were tight-lipped all week about whether he would play. He made the announcement when he was at Sorrento as part of the Matty Revolt Vision Day. Great to see him down there. And we spoke, he was very, very cold, and looking at the way the team played, 21 inside, 50 entries, indicates he would have been cold all day. But we spoke to Fev before the game, and this is what he was thinking about the footy match.
Well, it's a great pleasure to have the great Brendan Favola down here at Sorrento.
Everyone's wearing the purple, which is great for Matty's vision, and I am playing today, so we're playing at Red Hill. It's going to be freaking freezing, so looking forward to it, mate. Looking forward to it. My body's not feeling good, but hopefully when I get out there, the adrenaline will take over.
So when you say your body's not feeling good, it's just sore.
It's old.
It's sore every single day. It doesn't get any better from Monday to Tuesday onwards.
I came good about Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, because I trained on Thursday last week. That was the issue. I haven't trained for about 8 years. and I felt really sore the Friday, and then going into the game I was really sore. So the lesson there is don't train, kids. Just rock up game day.
Looking at the screen, he lost it with Jonah Siverson. Chris, you were probably you're closer than any of us. Was it bad, or were you just frustrated, the great man?
I didn't actually see it. But,
weren't you pushing far enough back, Chris?
All the players say that. I didn't have coach.
Probably not that late in the
see
game
it.
anyway. Fourth quarter, it was in the fourth, so I don't think I probably would have been going too hard to get down there. I'm sure Jonah had it under control. He's pretty good down there. But
is he close to getting a VFL game?
I think it was emergency the other week. He didn't train with us, actually, for the Hastings game. He didn't train with us on Thursday night, so he's got to be close. Obviously, I think round one he probably didn't play his best footy, but the last couple of weeks he's jukes it back. He's
intercepting marking as well. It's outstanding, isn't it?
It's as good as I've played with as a centre half back, floating across, taking marks.
And he can play on a tall and a small, Chris.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's got that versatility.
Yeah, he does. He plays on. He played on Sammy Fowler a bit when we played against Dramana as well, up through the midfield. So he can play both roles, and I think they're looking at playing him higher up the ground. So he's got to be close.
His skills have improved too a little bit since he's got that VFL training level as well.
Yeah,
Such a good kid though.
He is.
Cracker.
Lockie Chandler kept Fev quiet. Obviously did a great job.
Yeah, I think Chunk would have been a little disappointed round one. Probably Holt probably kicked a few more than he would have wanted, so probably want to get one back on a big forward, I think. And Chunk works as hard as anyone, so he's we love him. He does everything right.
He's hardcore, isn't he?
Yeah, he just does everything right.
The typical country football.
Yeah, fullback, just everything for the team, all the one percenters. He's a good teammate to have.
You talk about round one, Chris. It seems that was one that got away, and it's still sticking in your craw a bit that you're disappointed that you couldn't get the job done that day against Coringa.
Well, you do all that pre-season and focus on round one. You want to come out and play good footy. And look, Coringa were great. Coringa played really good footy. They came hard. They tackled hard. They used the ball well. They got it in the right people's hands. They created space for Holty. We probably missed opportunities. And probably a bit more. Probably a bit more dirty on it because we go back to the last game that we played and we feel we missed opportunities that day as well. So we've got two big games in a row that we've played and we feel like we haven't taken our opportunities when we could have. So I think that probably gets us a bit more dirty than anything else.
Certainly making up for it now, mate. Don't worry about that.
Going beautifully, aren't they? Now, do you guys know much about X-Golf?
Oh, do we ever, Dan?
Glenn was talking about it last week. I've heard good things about it. I haven't played it yet.
Chris?
Nah,
It's unreal.
I've seen it though.
Well, it's simulated golf.
Great for you, Holt.
Oh, I do. I love it. It's all
He
the
can
things.
play 18 rounds and not walk the course.
Correct.
Have a beer.
And drink a beer as you fly.
Watch the footy on the TV.
You can do that.
Yeah,
Yes, you
no,
can.
it's fantastic.
Because you can play X-Golf by going to Mornington, 177 Mornington Tired Road. Open 7 days. It's got a full bar, so it'd be great for you, Chris. And you can also call up and make bookings as well on 5975 0450. 5975 04504 for X-Golf down at Mornington now.
I'm going to get a free game out of that. I've been pumping them pretty
You
hard
have
over the
been.
last month.
It's your turn, I think, isn't it?
Oh, well, we'll see how we go when we strut in next week.
Now, Chelsea, I reckon, have been going okay. Finally had their first win. They've got a game in hand, of course.
Yeah, they have.
And they won by 54 points, but Red Hill beat Crib Point by 170 points. So they're probably still a fair way off the pace. Or are we comparing apples to oranges, Blakers?
Yeah, look, I think it's good for Chelsea to have a win and all that sort of stuff. They've had two really hard games in Langwarrin and Coringal first up. And then they had the bye last week over the Easter round. So
I think you take their Coringal game where they were in front by
they played
a couple of goals
yeah,
in third quarter time.
Could have won that game.
In a night game. Yeah, which is great form at the moment because obviously Coringal fixed up Red Hill round one. So you go off that and you say they're not far away from it.
Can they make the 5?
Yeah, definitely.
You think they
can?
can?
Yeah, definitely.
I think they can.
Yeah.
I think they can.
Yeah.
So who misses out? Rising there at the moment.
Well, Hastings from the weekend, they can go down to 6
Well,
or 7.
I don't think Hastings will make it.
No.
Your team, Langwarrin, are you there one night a week with
As long as-
Blackers? We'll talk about them in a minute. They need to improve, don't they? But of
course they do, Dan.
we're expecting them to be right up there. I think, Chris, you would have been expecting Langwarrin to be up there as well after the way they finished last year and the way they recruited.
Yeah, but I think these teams as well, they're going to get on a run as well. Like they're too good a teams not to have a run. So we're probably having a little run at the moment. Other teams will have their run where they win a few, they get a few in a row. So you want to be getting the run at the right time of the year, though. That's probably the main thing. But yeah, definitely Langy and Chelsea. I have faith that they'll be playing finals.
They've got a couple of injuries. Jack Francis and the new ruckman out with injuries, so that'll
I think
test
he's
their
out for
depth a
4 to
bit.
6 weeks.
It's
Dan.
not good, is it?
Geez, you got your finger on the pulse, Tone.
Oh, I do my homework.
He does. It's fantastic.
Good to see Sean Foster, who swapped from Hastings, played really well in the local cricket finals as well.
It'll be
was in
interesting.
their best too. Yeah.
Because Fozzie will come up against Hastings this week, so he'll
His
be
old
out
team.
to.
Do
That's
well.
right. It's his third team, but it's one of his old teams. He's won a premiership there.
I don't think it's like it used to be when the player comes back and you give him a few clips. I think he'll be
Yeah.
pretty safe
I think so.
when running
Now,
around.
Seaford, just going along nicely and quietly, third behind Coringal and Red Hill. Aaron Walton, 5 goals, now third in the league goal kicking with 15. Mind you, the big fellow Mark Holt, he's played one more game, he's kicked 29. Sam Loney, brother of Jack, in very good form this year. And Terich named him best for Seaford along with Curtis Baker, Joel Filipponi and Bryce Lloyd. Can they
Yeah.
stay in the top 5?
Oh, yeah, I think they can, but the only thing is they've obviously had their test against Coringal and got found well short.
No Eddie Fisher though that day, mate. Eddie Fisher runs their bench. He was away over Easter.
Was he?
No Eddie Fisher, no Seaford. My understanding is.
Is that Rawls?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rourke's
Rob
on
man,
there.
he's a
Yeah.
cracker. I love it. He's a really
so
good bloke.
You've
isn't
got to
he?
understand he wasn't there to control the bench that day.
Is that like you when you're
Yeah,
at
that's
Langwarren?
How many kicks does Eddie get normally?
Oh, he
mate,
used to
it's
get
not
heat,
what
mate. He used to
yeah.
get heat. Don't worry about that.
He's coached in his own right. No, he's good, but yeah, they were disappointing against Coringal and
Very.
very
But
disappointing.
do we think Coringal are better
Yes.
than we thought?
Yes.
I think they are.
I've
And
watched
they're
them.
unbeaten. They were very poor against Devon Meadows, especially in the first half. And Brendan
It was
Dunn
pretty
gave them a
windy and wet
spray.
in
It
the
was,
first
it
half.
was,
Well,
but they
yeah.
still were poor.
Yeah.
And their experienced players were the only ones
There's
playing
quite
well,
a
but
few-
they picked up after half time.
They've got a few. Stanley hasn't played yet, and my understanding is that Gardner has been out as well. So they've got a few guys still missing from their what I think would be their best side.
But they've had the tests this year. They've had Red Hill, they've had Chelsea, they've had Seaford, and they've won each
Every
test
one
they've
of them.
had.
Every
so
one
you
of them.
can't knock that. They'll get in a stretch soon where they'll have Cribby, Tyre, Pearcedale, and they'll just...
So they're setting their
get on a roll.
season up. It's all.
He'll kick a few there too.
Oh, well, I mean, he's
Well,
kicked
he-
29 already, as we said.
Yeah, he
Definitely.
will kick 14 or 15 against one of these lower
He's going
sides.
for 100, I think.
It's all about getting wins on the board early, Chris.
Oh, of
isn't it?
course, yeah. Oh, you just want bank wins. There's so many things can happen. There's still 14 rounds
Yep.
to go. So there's a lot that can go right and there's a lot that can go wrong. So yeah, but Coringal undefeated. They're the team to beat, I reckon.
Well, they are on 20 points with a good percentage of 142.77. Then there's Red Hill in second spot. You've got a percentage of nearly 500.
That's under 12 stuff.
That is unbelievable. 500.
Under
You've
12
had
stuff.
huge wins. You've only conceded 108 points and you've scored over 500. That's an amazing percentage. That'll certainly stand you in good stead for the rest of the year. It should keep you in contention for top 3. Seaford a third, as we mentioned, on 12 points ahead of Ryan percentage, but Ryan played one more game and they might still rue. We remembered last year, Black, as we spoke to Hulks and Glenn about it last week, that they lost all those games that they shouldn't have lost, particularly in the second half of the year, and they've already lost one of those to Pearsdale. But good to see them on the right side of the ledger. 3 wins, 2 losses, the Demons, on 12 points. And Hastings, but their percentage received an absolute belting on the weekend. Percentage of just over 100 now. They're on 12 points. Then your team, or your new team this year, one of many teams that you've got, Blackers, Langwarren, or you've had over the years. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, on 8 points. In 7th spot, Somerville, who have improved.
I think they've been very good.
Yeah, they've been very good,
You know,
haven't
they lost to Seaford round 1 by a point, so that's a 50-50 game. So they could have easily been 3-1.
They got a lot of big bodies as well. They got some good, solid midfielders in there who can all go
and
forward.
good kids that can run.
They sure do.
They were in that game on the weekend. After I finished the first half with you guys, I went and watched that, and they were all right in it with Coringal. They weren't getting blown off the park.
Well, I coach at the Somerville Junior Footy Club, so a lot of the guys go down there and watch, and they actually thought the end result probably flattered Coringal.
It
a
did,
bit.
definitely.
Somerville played probably better than
Yeah.
their end result.
100%.
So
And they've had a hard run too.
Yeah, they'll be in contention.
Yeah, they will. They'll be in the top bracket.
Devon Meadows, 2 wins, 3 losses. Theodoriadis kicking goals again. They've been a little bit up and down, but at least more competitive. Chelsea, we think, will improve. They're on 4 points. Pearsdale, just the 1 win over Rye, poor percentage on 4 points. And then Tyre, who I thought would have had a win by now. They've been very disappointing so far. And Crib Point, we know it's going to be a battling year once
Probably
again.
our expectation was for them to rise a little
Yeah.
bit more and continue on from last year. they'd be disappointed within themselves as a group. But they are competitive. They are in and around games. So they'll pop up for a win soon.
And off the field too, I think they're in a much better position than they were 2 years ago. I think they're starting to
Got
bubble
some
off.
new rooms opening up soon, Dan.
Well, they've also got great netballers as well. And
Dan.
helps their team.
What do you know?
Well, in
Working
regard to
around.
talent, on the court.
Oh, court talent.
Hey, hang on. Leave me alone, will you? I'm a 50-year-old man who's just minding his own business watching the netballs. You are a disgrace, Chris Holcomb. You'll get me into trouble every day of the
single
week.
man, ladies.
Now,
Get
Chris
around it.
Irving, are you available to play interleague?
Me?
Yes.
I don't think I am. I think we've got a game on that day. So
Yeah, I heard about this. Now, there are 2 second division games.
yeah, so we're playing Crib Point, and it's actually a pretty big day for us as a club. We're playing a reconciliation round. We've got a couple of Indigenous members of our footy club have designed the jumpers for both clubs, and I think they're getting all the jumpers are getting auctioned off.
Have you
after
seen
the game.
them?
Yeah, I have seen them.
Great.
And they look unbelievable. Like
great.
some of the best jump. I want mine. So they look awesome. So it should be a really good day.
So that's coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so
That's the same
it's
day
round
as-
12, I think.
What day is
Yeah,
it?
they're bringing
May
round
18th.
12 forward.
May
Yeah.
18th.
So it's a day of May 18th. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I reckon Jonah and Jake Mould would probably still be available to play in a leg, I reckon.
Up to the big fella here.
Well, we'll get on the phone. I've already spoken to Jonah. We'll see how we go.
Is he keen?
Very keen, but
Oh,
it
good.
just depends on scheduling, mate.
Now, looking at the goal kicking, we mentioned Mark Holt dominating on 29. He's got a 13-goal lead, the big fellow from Coringle, from Harry Larwell of Red Hill, one of your boys on 16. Having a pretty good year, Chris?
Gives a few away too,
Does
Harry.
he?
Yeah, probably a few more than I'd give away, I reckon.
Well, now that you know that Mark Holt's 13 in front, you should say, Harry, you're 13 behind him. You've got to kick those if they're Joe the Goose in the goal square.
He surprised me on the weekend. I hadn't seen much of him, but yeah, he can really play.
I can play.
Yeah.
He can play.
His defensive work's
Yeah.
unbelievable. Mind you, though, it's reward for how much work he's put in.
Yeah.
He's put in a mountain of work over the pre-season, like the extras and everything like that. He's been unbelievable.
He's got versatility holes.
Has he?
You know.
Has he?
He has.
I still reckon it's his defensive work that's the best stuff. His tackle pressure's awesome.
Right.
Yep.
Now, Aaron Walton of Seaford, 15. Michael Theodoriadis always kicks lots of goals from Devon Meadows, 15. Not as tall as I thought he was. Jonathan Ross from Red Hill,
He wears a headband,
14.
but he's got no hair.
They've kicked 32 between
How's
them, the
that
two
work?
leading goal
How's that?
kickers at Red Hill. That's right. Well, Bruce still
Theodorus.
didn't have any hair at the front. He had all at the back. He wore a
I don't
headband.
know. Is it?
He doesn't have
Yeah,
any
I
hair,
know,
you're right.
Yeah,
I
but
was
wears a
surprised by
headband.
that.
Keeps the eyebrows out of his eyes.
Fashion.
And one of the big recruits, you mentioned him last week, Hulks, Paul Fermanis
Yes,
of
spoke to
Somerville
Paul
with,
during the week.
12 goals.
He's been very good for them.
He has been.
Very good man, Paul. I spoke to him during the week, and yeah, he's just having a couple of little battles with his body. Once he gets that right, it can be very scary.
No doubt about that.
Yep.
And Jesse Murphy back in the pack a bit, last year's winner of the goal kicking in second division.
It's probably
on
because
8 goals.
Tone's been down there working on his goal kicking with him.
Yeah, I have been. No, he's been obviously starved
Is
of
his ball drop
opportunities.
right? You happy with that?
I haven't been watching. I'll have a look at it for you, Dan.
Oh, please do.
Don't worry about me. I just throw it on the booth. So
Uh,
next week will be an interesting round. Looking forward to seeing what happens. Last week, well, they were all one-sided matches, of course. With well, I suppose
They all went the way that we expected,
yeah.
Dan.
I mean,
last week.
Langwarren needed to have a good win against Tyre, which could have been a banana skin match, but Tyre are not in the form that we thought they were in. So 101 to 55, an 82-point win to Seaford. They were very good against Pearsdale, 135 to 53. We mentioned Chelsea over Crib Point opening their account. Rye beating Devon Meadows, two pretty even teams by 20
It
points.
was a good win for Rye last week.
Yeah, it was.
Adam Kirkwood's 200th game. It hasn't been a great hunting ground for the Rye players to go down to Devon Meadows. So I think that's a real good win for Rye.
Exactly, they needed to win that because the Pearsdale, still reckon the Pearsdale loss
of
could
course
prove
it-
costly late in
yeah.
the season. We mentioned Red Hill, what a great performance that was, 125 to 17. And then Coringle were too good for Sorrento, who are okay, but they won by 7 goals. Now this week, guys, let's get some tips. Our match of the day on GameFace, myself and Paul Wilson will be at Coringle for Coringle and Langwarren. Langwarren, if they are to be a legitimate top 5,
they
that's
have to-
early in the year.
yeah, they have to put
and
their
I know
hand
they
up.
started badly last year and finished all over the rest of the competition
Yeah.
to storm home and make the finals. Who wins this?
Oh, obviously Coringle start favourite, don't they? On their home ground. Their form's been outstanding. And you're right, Dan. Langwarren really have to stand up and show something.
Chris?
Coringle. Are you going down there this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, Coringle.
Coringle?
Kringle are pretty good at home. They got a good crowd down there too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
a wonderful viewing ground.
Yeah, because you got the
It is now. It's a magnificent social club room
Yeah.
that they've managed to put together there.
You're one of
Brilliant.
their favourites down there, Dan,
You
aren't
are.
Oh, I don't know whether I'm one of their favourites, but I do like going down there. I mean, I like all the grounds that I've been to. I think,
this is
I
a
think
really
it's a great
good
competition.
A really good setup, and
is.
looking from that hill is outstanding.
The huge
It is.
benefactor of divisional football, Karingala.
Yeah.
Huge benefactor.
No doubt about that. Crib Point and Seaford, well, you'd expect Seaford to win that. Crib
Yep.
Point will be competitive, but only competitive to a point, unfortunately. What would be a good result for them? 8
10.
goals?
10.
10 goals?
10 would be good.
Right. Devon Meadows and Tyre. Devon Meadows have to win this. But this could be a danger game, Chris, couldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh well, yeah. At Devon, you'd expect Devon to win.
Devon are good at home.
I think they
Devon are always good
They're
at home.
always very hard to beat. At
Strong,
home.
hard at the footy.
And Tybe's form hasn't been what we.
No, they'll be
expected.
disappointed. All these new players haven't gelled yet. That's
Nip,
been the
nip.
problem.
I'll go to the Abbeys this week. Nip, nip.
Well, they're due, aren't they?
Yeah.
Pearsdale and Somerville. Somerville, well, they just need to keep winning and should win,
Yeah.
even though it's a Pearsdale.
Sammy should win.
Pearsdale get up for those games though.
Do they?
At home too. Yeah, Pierce. It's a local rivalry. They get up for those games. So you never know.
It's a beautiful ground and good club rooms. I was there watching a cricket final.
I do think
Tractor
Somerville's
park.
probably got a bit more experience, but
Yeah.
yeah, Pearsdale
Yeah,
can.
I don't know if they've got the personnel
No.
to match it with Somerville.
Are you fearing Rydal?
Oh, definitely. You look forward to a challenge every week, and we're going out to their home deck. Kirkwood's a great coach, great player. I think Harry Whitty comes back in.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
See,
He's been close.
And
yeah.
like they got really good 19s. So if they're starting to blood some of those 19s, and then some of them hit form, you've always got to be worried about them. So we just got to keep rolling and going through our processes. So
It's the local rivalry probably in second division now, isn't it? With Dramana not there, Rosebud not there, and Sorrento not there, which obviously
Yep.
officials at Rye lament because many of them don't want the divisional football because they know how important the gate is. But Red Hill and Rye being probably closest geographically in second division.
I think
it's a big game.
I think Chris has been political there. I think they're rolling pretty easy.
I think
so
it'll be
too.
10 or more.
Yeah. Nice try, mate.
You never give a sucker an even break, do you, Chris? You've got to, as a player, you've just got to look at the processes. It's a word I don't like in footy, but they all use it. And Hastings and Chelsea. Danger game for Hastings after last week's poor performance, but they do play Hastings pretty well, don't they?
Danger game. I reckon Chelsea are red hot favourites.
Do you?
Oh, what I saw from Hastings last week. Oh,
But maybe Red Hill are just far too good.
yeah. Well, that's
Well,
the
Red
case
Hill were,
too. But
and Red Hill are very hard to beat up there. But I think Chelsea, on paper, they've got a very good
yeah,
side. I'll say.
definitely, I reckon Chelsea will be favourites, and I'd be surprised if Hastings can turn around.
Thank you, gentlemen. Chris, thanks for joining us.
No worries, thank
Good
you.
luck next week and good luck for the rest of the season. Great to have Chris Irving, star midfielder from the Red Hill Football Club with us, and Red Hill flying at the moment, going beautifully in the early stages of the season. Second Division football is our game of the day on GameFace this week in the MPNFL. We're at Karingal for the big clash between Karingal and Langwarrin. Look forward to your company then, and we'll have more Second Division football shows next week on GameFace.